You think your cat trusts you completely. They sleep on your bed, eat from your hand, and greet you at the door. But here's the terrifying truth. There are small, everyday mistakes you're probably making right now that quietly chip away at that trust. And cats don't forgive the way dogs do. They remember, they hold grudges, and they withdraw in ways so subtle you won't notice until the bond is already damaged. Tonight, we're counting down the 10 mistakes that make your cat lose trust in you forever. And number 3 is the one even the most loving owners commit daily. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. Breaking eye contact. Cats communicate volumes through their eyes. When your cat looks at you from across the room and delivers a long, slow blink, they are not zoning out. They are handing you their most vulnerable gesture of trust. In the feline world, closing your eyes in someone's presence means, I feel safe enough to let my guard down around you. If you ignore that slow blink, or worse, stare back without blinking, you're not being neutral. You're sending a message of dominance or threat. Return the slow blink every single time. It takes 2 seconds and tells your cat in the only language that truly matters to them that you are not a predator. You are family. But wait until you hear the handling mistake in number 9 that terrifies even confident cats. Number 9. The sudden grab. Cats are control freaks by evolutionary design. As both predator and prey, their survival depends on knowing exactly what's happening to their body at all times. When you scoop them up without warning, especially from behind, especially while they're sleeping, you trigger a panic response that bypasses thought entirely. Their brain screams, I'm being taken. Fight or flee. Now. Even if they calm down seconds later, the memory of that terror gets stored. Do this repeatedly and your cat learns a devastating lesson. Human hands are unpredictable, and unpredictability is dangerous. Always announce your presence before lifting. A soft word, a visible approach, a gentle touch before the scoop. Give them the one thing their ancient brain craves most, a choice. Number 8. Punishing natural instinct. Your cat scratched the couch. You yelled, clapped your hands, maybe even sprayed them with water, and they stopped in that moment. But here's what actually happened inside their brain. They didn't connect your anger to the scratching. They connected your anger to you. Cats don't understand punishment the way dogs do. They don't think, I did something bad, so I got punished. They think, my human just became loud, scary, and unpredictable for reasons I cannot comprehend. Scratching is not misbehavior. It's a biological need for claw maintenance, territory marking, and stress relief. Redirect the behavior to a scratching post. Reward the right choice. The cat who's punished for being a cat doesn't become better behaved. They become afraid of you. Number 7. The broken routine. Cats are creatures of ritual. Their mental health depends on a world that behaves predictably. Breakfast at the same time, your return from work at the same hour, bedtime following the same sequence. When you disrupt that pattern repeatedly, late feedings, unpredictable absences, weekends that upend the weekday schedule, your cat doesn't adapt the way humans do. They spiral into silent anxiety. They don't understand busy or traffic or I overslept. They only understand that something is different, and different is dangerous. Long-term inconsistency teaches a cat one brutal lesson. I cannot count on you. And a cat who can't count on you will never fully relax into trust, no matter how much love you offer in the unpredictable moments between. Number 6. Forced affection. You want to cuddle. Your cat wants to leave. You hold on a few seconds longer, tightening your grip as they squirm, because they're just so soft and you love them so much. In those few seconds, you're not building affection. You're teaching your cat that their body is not their own, that their signals, the flicking tail, the flattened ears, the low growl, don't matter, that your desires will always override their boundaries. A cat who learns this lesson may stop fighting back, but not because they've accepted you, because they've given up. The cat who chooses to stay on your lap, who walks over and settles in without being held, whose purr is genuine instead of appeasing, that's trust. And trust cannot be held against its will. Speaking of signals, number 5 is the one even attentive owners miss entirely. Number 5. Ignoring the warning signs. Your cat is constantly talking to you, not with meows, with body language so subtle it took researchers decades to decode it fully. The twitching tail tip that says, "I'm overstimulated." The ears flattening sideways like airplane wings that scream, "Back off." The low, rumbling growl that isn't aggression. It's a final, desperate request before they escalate to biting or scratching. When you ignore these signals, when you keep petting the cat whose tail is lashing, you're not just annoying them, you're teaching them that communication doesn't work. And a cat who learns that communication is useless will eventually stop warning you altogether and go straight to teeth and claws. Every ignored signal is a brick in the wall between you and your cat. Start paying attention before the wall becomes too high to climb. Number 4. Loud and chaotic homes. Cats experience sound differently than we do. Their hearing is roughly 4 times more sensitive than ours, tuned to detect the high-frequency rustle of tiny prey. You're shouting during a phone call, the vacuum cleaner roaring to life without warning, the door slamming during an argument, the music cranked up during a Saturday cleaning session. These aren't just annoying to your cat, they're physically painful and deeply disorienting. A home that feels sonically dangerous is a home where your cat can never fully relax. They'll find hiding spots, flatten themselves under furniture, and spend hours in a state of low-grade vigilance. You can't live in total silence, but you can manage volume with intention. Give them a quiet room. Warn them before the vacuum comes out. Lower your voice during conflict. A peaceful home builds a peaceful cat. Number 3. Dragging them from safety. Every cat needs a sanctuary, a place where they go when the world feels overwhelming. Under the bed, inside the closet, behind the couch. That sacred spot is not a game of hide and seek, and it is not an invitation for you to reach in and drag them out. When you pull a cat from their hiding place, especially to force them into a carrier, to subject them to visitors, to administer medication against their will, you are violating the one place in the world where they felt untouchable. That betrayal cuts deeper than almost anything else. They learn that nowhere is safe, not even their last refuge. Respect the hiding spot. Coax them out with treats and patience. Let the sanctuary remain sacred, because a cat with no sanctuary is a cat living in constant fear. Number 2. The inconsistent owner. Cats are pattern recognition machines. They build their entire understanding of you by tracking what you do, not what you feel in your heart. One day you invite them onto the bed with pats and kisses. The next day you shoo them off because you're trying to sleep. One day the kitchen counter is forbidden, and you hiss at them to get down. The next day you're too tired to care, and they walk across it unbothered. This kind of inconsistency is poison to a cat's trust. They cannot understand your moods, your bad day, your changing mind. They only understand that the rules keep shifting and the ground beneath their paws isn't solid. A cat needs clarity. Set the boundary and hold it. Every time, without exception. The cat who knows the rules is the cat who feels safe enough to rest. Number 1. The ultimate betrayal. And here we are at number 1. The mistake that doesn't just chip away at trust, but can shatter it in a single moment. It's losing your temper and taking it out on your cat. Not the gentle redirection of a no, but genuine anger directed at a creature who has no ability to understand why you've turned on them. The yell that comes from your own frustration. The shove that's harder than it needed to be. The moment your cat looks at you and sees, for the first time, something to fear instead of something to love. Cats don't forget these moments. They file them away in a part of their memory that governs survival, not forgiveness. You can spend weeks rebuilding what one outburst destroyed. Sometimes you never fully rebuild it at all. Walk away if you're angry. Always. Because once trust is broken, you can't buy it back with treats. Here's the hopeful truth underneath all of this. Cats want to trust you. They're wired for connection, for companionship, for the quiet miracle of curling up beside a human who makes them feel safe. Every mistake on this list has a remedy. Slow blinks instead of stares. Patience instead of force. Consistency instead of chaos. Respect for the tiny, fierce creature who chose to share their life with you. Did I miss a trust mistake you've learned the hard way? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video opened your eyes, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.